Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All right. You act like you're halfway asleep and you've had all day off, you know? Okay, we're at the beginning of our new marching season. Do you like the show? Yes. Why do you like it? Why is it fun? It's different. It's not poppy like the last couple we did. Why is it fun?
It's Broadway music, so there's like a lot more emotion with it.
Ah, and why is the emotion important?
Because when you're playing a show in motion, and especially like West Side Story, how it has like the Romeo and Juliet background, like that's something that can really draw in the audience. Okay, so let me hear a nice B flat chord and just hold the chord. 1, 2, B flat chord. Okay, tonight we're going to go back and we're going to look very quickly at the beginning of the song we read through yesterday for the first time. And I want you to go over this again. I want you to look at your dynamics. I want you to look at your key signatures. Everybody in agreement with me? Those are two things we need to look at. So let's start at the very beginning of the piece and let's do a little playing and see what we have to go back and clean up. Here we go. 1, 2, breathe, breathe, breathe. 3, 1, 3 and 1. 3, build. 3 and 1. 3, 1 and 4 and 3. 1 and 4 and 1. Good. Would you go 4 bars before the rehearsal, which is 17? 13. 13 on your part. Here we go. Right on those eighth notes. Subdivide and stay together. Then I should hear da 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 in the percussion. 1, 2, E under 3. Then you come back in the quarter note. 1, 2. All right, on the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and ready and 1. And 3, 4, 1. And 3, 1, 2, E under 3 and 1. And 3 and build and 1. 1 and 4. 1, 2 and 3, 3, 4 and a 1. Yeah. What do you think you did right? Come on, quickly, quickly, so we keep going. Jake. Emotion.
I think we got dynamics.
Dynamics were better. Do you think we can make our dynamics even wider? Yeah. Okay, so with that being said, let's take a look at the end of the piece and see if we can do the same thing using the 12/8. How do we count? And Lauren, I'm going to put you on the block here.
Okay.
How do we count 12/8?
Okay, there's 12 beats in a measure, and you can count it as 4, but each beat would get 3 eighth notes. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay, so everybody clap that together. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One more time. Nobody over the 12th, eighth note. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got it together? So you're going to play that, only this time we're going to play 6 eighth notes, and then we're playing 3 quarter notes in the measure of how many counts of music. 6 eighth notes will equal how many beats? 2. And the 3 quarter notes will equal how many beats? 2. But they're 2 different styles. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, da, da, da. Strawberry, or blueberry, or triplet. You got all those ideas to help you get through it? Triplet, strawberry. 1, 2. We are right on those 16 or 8th notes that are going in triplets. 1, 2, ready, and. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1.
you were pretty close on that. Okay, somebody right now tell me something that they think is going to be challenging with this. What's going to be challenging? Come on. Levi?
I think that marching along with the 12/8 is
Ah, so our drill writer's going to have to do a job of making sure that our feet hit on a downbeat that we can keep in step, right? But isn't it going to be a lot more exciting than just da 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 dee da da dee da da da? Kind of boring, but you're going yeah da 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 dee da da. And you know what? You just might have to get a little of that cha-cha in there. Ja da 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 dee da 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 dee da da. Right? How many of you think you can do the cha-cha? Okay, everybody stand up real quick. Oh, come on, real quick. Ready, and cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha, chee-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha, chee-cha-cha. Okay, sit down. Maybe I'll tell her not to do that for us. Okay, let's take a bit. At the end of the show, we're going to take the ending, and let's just try to play from measure number. Well, no, let's just start where we were at. Let's go at the ending with a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. 1, 2, watch your dynamics. You're at fortissimo, which means 1, 2, ready, and 1. Dee-da-da, 1. 1, yeah, 2, 3, yeah, 4, yeah, 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2. Awesome job. Awesome job of reading. Hi, I'm Paula Simmons. I'm the Director of Music at Elwood Junior Senior High School in Elwood, Indiana. You asked us to talk about one of the proudest moments we've had as a teacher, and I have a couple. One was the very first time I had students who advanced to semi-state, only because it took in all the things we'd been working on musically all year long. But another one was probably the year that it was like a waterfall was thrown over us just as we were performing. And while the kids were performing, I realized that every note they played got stronger and stronger. Their dynamics become stronger. And I think it was truly because they thought that if they had to do it again, they knew that they had to make that performance the best because the rain was so heavy that they didn't think the judges would hear them. And it was probably one of the most musical performances one of my marching bands has ever done. Then you asked us to tell you a little bit about one of the significant challenges. I teach in a small school that's kind of considered rural, and it's gone because of the automotive industry leaving our town. We've gone from a school of 1,000 and some to only a little over 400 at the 9th through 12th grades. And I've noticed that probably the hardest thing is finances in our school, because our school has about 70% free and reduced lunch. And so a lot of my students struggle to be able to be in band. So thanks to our community, I've been able to come up with instruments and things for them that really, really help us be successful. And without that money coming in from community supporters, I don't think we would be able to survive. As far as innovative and teaching techniques, I think one of the most fun things that I do in my classroom is I have a concert choir that has 13 special needs students in it. And the one thing that has always impressed me is that my upper class students learn to mentor those students, and they help them get on and off stage. They help us to talk them through choreography. All of those things make those kids more successful, but in doing so, my students learn to be more compassionate about people with differences. And for us to see those kids perform is a highlight of our school year every year. As far as our community, I try really, really hard to find ways in which my students can give back to our community. We do parades, we do performances, but more importantly, we're trying to teach through our music that it's important for us to constantly give back to our community. And they do that by working with Samaritan Feet, volunteering for the food pantry, helping the elementary school with their book fairs and their Santa events and everything. And so we just think that if our students are learning to be good citizens,
through the realm of music, then we're making life lessons, not only to appreciate music, but to be a good community citizen.
Guys, listen to it.
You're playing A flat and then B flat.
A flat. B flat.
I'm Allie Rudig, former show choir member of 4 years, and I'm answering questions about Miss Paula Simmons, the Director of Music at Elwood Junior Senior High School. Miss Simmons has made an incredible difference in the lives of the students of the high school. I don't think that any high school student can come out of her music department thinking that she didn't completely change their lives. Miss Simmons has done so much for every one of us. She's very involved in our personal lives, which I think is very important for a teacher. She just changes our lives. She shaped us into a hard worker, into caring, kind people, and she just prepares us for the future. In the school, everyone knows Miss Simmons. Everyone loves Miss Simmons. She's amazing. She's our role model, even for kids not in the music department. Everyone sees her at basketball games. We all know that she's just an incredible leader in the school. Kids are impacted by her, not even in the program, and it's incredible. And in the community, everyone knows Paula Simmons. We all know how much she does for us. We do volunteer work all throughout the community. We're very involved, and it's just hard to ignore the hard work that she's put into the community. It's very, very hard.
How has Miss Simmons made a significant and lasting contribution to the field of music?
I think in the field of music, Miss Simmons has been very powerful in places that we could never think that someone from Elwood, Indiana could do. Miss Simmons has served as the president of ISMA, which is incredible. She has become a leader in so many places outside of our community that it's incredible. She has taught us so much about music, and I think her knowledge in the field just has impacted us greatly, and we're very appreciative of it, that she can come and apply it to maybe our small little school. So.
How has Miss Simmons demonstrated a commitment to the broader cause of advocacy for maintaining music education in the schools?
I think that's, again, her role as president of ISMA, her role on several committees throughout the state. I think Miss Simmons is a huge advocate in saying music is important. Music is what guides our kids through to great paths, and everyone knows that. I don't think we've ever ended a concert without her reminding the people that, hey, we need music, it's important. And I don't think anybody could ever deny that she is one of the greatest leaders in that in the state of Indiana.
I'm Damon Johnson, a former band and Crimson Suite show choir member of 4 years, and I'm going to be answering some questions about Paula Simmons, the music director at Elwood Junior Senior High School. Miss Simmons is probably one of the most understanding and caring people that I've ever met. She understands a variety of situations, a variety of people, and understands mostly just what people are going through. She has a lot of empathy. And personally, you know, I used to play football and such, and I got hurt, and I turned to music, and she showed me that music, it teaches you mentally, and it also teaches your soul. So I feel like she's made one of the biggest impacts in my life. The cliche view of band is that it's not very fun, or any music program, you know, people kind of sometimes make it look like it's not fun or not worth doing. But when you personally go through it, it's worth a lot, and it teaches you discipline, it teaches you good character, being courteous to others. There's just so much that music takes so much farther than a lot of other things in our school. She brings heartfelt passion and compassion to music. She has made amazing contributions through ISMA and through her program, and they've been absolutely amazing. And she's also the first female president of ISMA, which is really, really cool.
How has she demonstrated a commitment to the broader cause of advocacy for maintaining music education in the schools?
One of the things is that no matter what concert it is, she always reminds us that music is important. It's important to education. Music is a universal tool that everyone needs to accept and love. And she has all sorts of kids that are in band and choir. You have kids that play sports, you have kids that manage sports, you have kids that have jobs outside of school. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you look like, who you are, what your name is. You have a home whenever you're in the program.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Buckmaster. I'm here to talk about Miss Paula Simmons. I'm a former band student of hers, and I am also a current band parent. We participate in parades and play at football games and basketball games. A lot of the kids are involved in multiple activities, sports, clubs, academic programs, and they're still able to devote the amount of time they need to band. She is a big supporter of grades and academics with them, and also making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do with their classes, with school, in the community. The town of Elwood, our community, is not strong with businesses. We don't have very many factories, a lot of low income, and so we don't have a lot of, and our school system has also been hit pretty heavy financially. We don't have a lot of money that's dedicated to band and the music program, so she has to, do the best that she can with what she has. We reuse a lot of props, a lot of costumes, changing things up that way. Music, we've borrowed instruments from other schools when we've needed them. We've purchased used instruments so that we would have the correct instrumentation with our band. We do have we have support in our community, but it's tough financially because there's not a lot of jobs out there. There's not a lot of income coming into the community. We've tried to cut back on our expenses and what the kids need to provide, so we no longer go away to band camp. We have band camp at school. We have to be really careful about what contest we can participate in, because of the bus expenses and having to pay the bus drivers and that kind of stuff. So she's really careful about checking mileages and checking costs before she commits to a contest. Miss Simmons has had a major impact in my life. As a student, when I came to Elwood, it was at a rough, time in my life. I was starting high school, didn't know anybody, and went to the guidance counselor. I'd never been in band before, and went to schedule for classes, and she said, you have to do something. You have to do something. You can't just take classes. And I don't play any sports. I played soccer, but we don't have a soccer team here. And so the guidance counselor just kept saying, what are you going to do? You have to do something. And she called Miss Simmons down to see if I could join band or choir. And I ended up doing both. I had never played an instrument before, but I did. I started out my freshman year in high school in guard, and then my sophomore year I started playing the alto saxophone. Being a part of the music program was exactly what I needed at that time. My parents were going through a divorce, and it was just, for a teenager, it was a lot to deal with all at one time, and I don't know where I would have been if I had not joined band. Miss Simmons' passion for the music arts is unwaveringly, especially with the band and the show choirs. With the kids, she's just such a rock for them, such an inspiration for them as a teacher, as a person, and as a director. And she's just such a really good role model for all of the kids.
Hi, my name is Cindy Tyner, and I am going to be talking about Paula Simmons from Elwood Junior Senior High School in Elwood, Indiana. Paula Simmons has been shaping the lives of the music students in Elwood for almost 40 years. And you have to understand that she does this with basically no set budget, and never really has had a set budget. She does it with what the children raise, what the parents raise, and what the community can donate from time to time. She's very active in the state level of music. She has attended seminars for the Alliance for Music Education in Indiana. She has attended meetings with the MENC. She has spent summers at the Mid-America Music Clinics at Ball State University. And she is extremely active, especially this year, in the Indiana State School Music Association. She is the active president for this past year, and she had a 3-year commitment where she went on as incoming president, and she has another year on the executive board as the past president. So her impact on Indiana music has been very strong for the last 3 years especially, but she has spent 15 years as a member of the state board for ISMA, and she has hosted ISMA events. She has done interviews on state public radio as president of ISMA, and in her spare time she does find time to do her church music. During these 40 years of Ms. Simmons' teaching, she has dedicated everything, including her life, to keeping music alive in the Elwood school systems. She has built the band program to where they go to semi-state marching competitions on a regular basis, where they get gold ratings at concert seasons. She has the state choir, the show choir at state level competitions every year, and besides the various solos and other ensembles that go. She has been the one who, these 40 years, has kept music alive in the Elwood High School.